Welcome back for more Operation Lone Ranger. This is Global War 1936. We are on the turn for the Commonwealth. This is going to be 1.7, and also for the French, turn 1.8. A couple of corrections from the Japanese turn. I'll come to the other side of the board here and kind of show you what happened. So I had moved 2 infantry from Rihe into northern Manchuria. Well, that's 2 land zones. Western Manchuria is here, and I was thinking it was just 1 land zone. So infantry can only move 1 spot unless if it's a strategic rail move. So I strategic rail moved 1 of the infantry, and the other one I decided to take back and place into eastern Manchuria. So just a minor correction there. Everything else looks good. And also sorry for the shaky video on Japan's turn. It was pretty bad. It's almost like trying to watch someone's video trying to film Sasquatch. Pretty terrible. So try to make it better this time. Hopefully it won't be as shaky. I was using my iPad because my phone has been getting full storage and then just shutting the video off. So I've offloaded a lot of stuff on my phone, and hopefully we have enough memory now to be able to carry on. I have gotten a little bit into the turn for the Commonwealth. I rolled for technology for radar and anti-submarine warfare. These 2 techs will be good for combating against German convoy raiding with their submarines. So once we complete these 2 techs, then we'll get some bonuses against convoy raiding. It's also probably going to be good too to go eventually for long-range aircraft and also improve factories. Improved factories, like I mentioned in a previous video, will give us an extra deployment slot, if you will, to place units down in one territory, say for like Cape Town. Right now we can only put down 1 unit with this minor factory, but once we get improved factories, we'll be able to put down 2 there, just as an example. So that's technology. We did hit anti-submarine warfare. We failed on radar. Went ahead and did some purchases for the UK. Now we start out with being able to throw down a fleet submarine and a destroyer. I purchased for 7 IPP a medium factory upgrade, and that will go into northern England, there where that minor factory is located. So we want to start getting some more major factories so we can start researching more tech at once. That'd be pretty nice. And then my only other purchase, which will leave us with 1 IPP left to spend for next turn, my only other purchase was a British commando unit, which we will be using as an airborne. So we do have an air transport there in, I believe it's located in... No, we don't have an air transport. I thought we did. I think it's in London, actually. Yes, we have an air transport there in London. So, yeah, just special forces are good. And so we'll start pumping those guys out. For the Far East Command, what I did there was they start out with 5 IPP. I spent 4 of it to obtain a colonial infantry. And we'll just get a regular infantry here and just slap a colonial marker on it. So this will be for Far East Command. And actually, so that we don't get confused on whose troops or what, we're going to put this on the Far East Command plate there. So colonial infantry, they're good because you don't need a factory to deploy them. So they're infantry that are produced in your colonies, and you can place them anywhere outside of your home territory. as long as there's at least an IPP value in the territory of at least 1. So we're going to plan on placing our colonial troop probably either in British Malaya or up there in Hong Kong. So that's the advantage of having colonial infantry. Otherwise, they really just act like normal infantry. So they just cost 1 extra IPP. Now, I mentioned home territory, so let me explain that a little bit. So for Britain, in Britain's case, home territory is the British Isles. Africa and the colonies in Africa are not considered a part of home territory. So, for instance, if I wanted to upgrade this minor factory, I wouldn't be able to do so because it's not located in home territory. Now, I could go and place down and purchase another minor factory, like say if I wanted to in Rhodesia, I could definitely do that, but I can't upgrade it beyond minor status outside of home country. Same thing for India here. So India is not considered to be a part of home country, so I would not be able to upgrade that minor factory in Calcutta beyond the minor stage. Now, Anzac is different. So Australia is considered to be home country for them, so I would be able to upgrade this minor factory to a medium factory. And I believe we're going to save up our money to do just that. We don't have quite enough money yet. We only have 3 IPP, so we are going to save our money there and try and get some upgrades. So let's move on to... We don't have any combat movement, so we're going to move on to the non-combat phase. And a lot of it is really going to just consist in moving naval units around for the most part. So let's see here. I'm just going to consolidate naval forces so that I kind of have an idea of what I'm working for, because they're kind of scattered all over the place. So let's try and bring as much as we can, say, down into A44. Except for maybe the submarines. Let's take this fleet submarine and move him over 1 into M4. Let's take this British destroyer and light cruiser, and we will move him into A44. This destroyer and torpedo boat destroyer will come down 1, 2, 3 into A44. And we're going to eventually spread these units out and utilize them in different ways, and I'll kind of go through how we're going to do that in future turns. But right now I'm just going to consolidate, get everything together, see what I'm working with. This destroyer here in A17 starts out at a major naval facility, so he can move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down into A44. We've got a couple of units here. This coastal defense ship is going to move up 1 into A6, and he's just going to chill there. This battle cruiser is going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4 into A35. That's as far as he can move. Now, Britain does have the ability to utilize strategic naval movements. However, when you do a strategic naval movement, you have to start at a major naval facility and end at a major naval facility, an allied major naval facility. So you can't just strategic naval move and then end up out in the middle of the ocean somewhere, okay? And this is effectively allows you to move one more spot than what you could otherwise move at. So it gives you one extra movement. So, but we cannot do that because this major port here is not allied. All right, so we also have a heavy cruiser. We're going to move that down 1, 2, 3, 4. This seaplane, British Sutherland, really cool sculpt, is going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's going to chill out in Gibraltar. This heavy battleship has a movement of 3. The default's only 2, but he's starting at a major naval facility. He's going to come down 1, 2, 3 into A21. Excuse me. We have 2 heavy cruisers. They're going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to hang out with these Germans here in A28. We're not at war, so no combat is initiated. And then we're going to take this light cruiser and this destroyer and also come down 1, 2, 3, 4. This medium bomber is going to come down 1. That is a medium bomber, isn't it? Yeah, it's a Wellington. Down into southern England. Let's see. These Canadian ships here, which consists of a transport and a torpedo boat destroyer. The torpedo boat destroyer will come down 1, 2, 3, 4 into A35. The transport will come over 1, 2, 3 and chill out in southern England with this other transport. We have some fleets here in the Mediterranean. We're going to bring this light carrier that's carrying a tactical bomber, 1, 2, 3. And he's going to go into A44 with the rest of this fleet. And then we will also take, well, this battleship, he'll go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can make it. So we'll take the battleship, the heavy cruiser, and the destroyer, and they will also convene here in A44. And a destroyer. Okay. And we'll go ahead and move the submarine one more into the Eastern Med Sea, because why not? Okay. Now let's turn our attention, I think that's it for Britain. Let's turn our attention to the Far East Command. We're going to pick up, we're going to pick up a militia in southern India and transport him 1, 2, 3 and drop him off in Aden. Aden is a territory that we need to protect. We're also going to move an infantry from Delhi into Maharashtra. Yeah. The guy in Ottawa will stay there. This fleet here in the Bay of Bengal will come down 1, 2, 3 and protect this naval transport in I-4. 1, 2, 3. Down there. Likewise, this destroyer will come over 1, 2, 3. This fleet carrier will bring him down along with this fighter. Not fleet carrier, light carrier. 1, 2, 3, 4 into I-4. And we have a coastal submarine, and he'll just come down 1 into P-50. And I believe that's going to be it for the Far East Command. For Anzac, we're going to load up a militia and a artillery onto this transport, and he's going to come. He's going to. Can we make it there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we can't. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Well, he'll just move as far as he can. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna try and bring these guys up to Calcutta, and we'll send them some escort just in case. Not that we're really expecting any craziness to happen. So that's going to be a destroyer and I think that's a light cruiser. Yeah, destroyer and a light cruiser. And this motorized will come up to Queensland, because why not? I think that's it. I do believe that is all. So let's place some units. We get an airborne, fleet sub, destroyer, and a factory upgrade. And this will all go into Britain. So the submarine will place into the English Channel, A22. The destroyer will likewise go into A22. The airborne will go into London. And then, of course, we upgrade this minor factory to a medium factory in northern England. Now, keep in mind that when you upgrade a factory, you're not allowed to place units there on that turn. You have to wait till next turn. So it becomes ineligible for use when you are upgrading. Okay. We do have a colonial infantry to place for the Far East Command. And we're going to go ahead and place him into Hong Kong. So we have a regular infantry and a colonial infantry in Hong Kong. We'll fortify British Malaya here too, down the road. No big rush. Okay. And that does it. All right, so let's move on to the French turn. We might as well do it here and knock it out in one video. So this is France turn 1.8, I believe. I think that's right. They have 6 IPP to spend. Oh, let's get our... Well, let's collect our income for the British first. Don't want to short them. So Britain gets 12. That's 6. Okay. So that gives them 13 to spend next turn. 13. The Far East Command receives 5. So we'll just get 5 chips. That gives them 6 for next turn. And the Anzacs didn't spend anything, and they get 3. So that'll give them 6 to spend for next turn. Fantastic. All right, now we can move on to the French. All right. So France is at 7 IPP. Let's see. Let's move these turn markers here. Let's find some French ones. Here's one right here. Just so that we know, hey, it's France's turn on turn 1. Okay. Technology. So France really isn't going to last long after Germany declares war, so technology really isn't going to matter a whole lot. So I think we are going to go we're just going to do improved factories. So that's going to be at a 7 or higher. Down the chute. And he misses. All right. And that's one thing that can be frustrating. It's like if your country isn't doing well on techs, but yet France is hitting theirs when it's completely worthless and doesn't matter, that can be very infuriating. All right. So let's see. France has 6 IPP to spend. We are going to lend-lease an artillery to the Republican Spanish. The Allies are allowed 1 lend-lease to them per turn. So that's 4 IPP. I need to get out let me put away the British case here and get out the French. Well, yes. Might as well go ahead and just get the Spanish artillery out because I don't really think we're going to purchase anything else. I know I keep saying that. Oh yeah, I'm not going to make any more purchases, and I ended up spending everything. Not good. So, but I think for real, as France, we're going to save the rest of the 2 IPP for next turn, and we'll call it a day. All right, so lend-lease this artillery to the Republicans in Spain. It'll start from southern Vichy at this major facility and then end up in Catalonia, and he will go into Catalonia. All right. So France, now, can't forget recruitment rolls. France does get a recruitment roll. This one's really easy to forget. They get Abyssinia at a 1 because they only control 1 territory. So let's do the recruitment roll and see if we hit. I also debated sending lend-lease to Abyssinia instead of the Republican Spanish, but I don't know. I decided on Republican Spain instead. All right. Oh, we hit! Holy cow, we hit on a 1 with Abyssinia. Wow, well, that's going to make it interesting for the Italians. Holy cow. They're going to get an infantry. Or should we get 2 militia? See, this is the dilemma that you're faced with on recruitment rolls. I don't know what to go with. We'll just go with a regular infantry. So Abyssinia now has 1 infantry and 2 militia. Okay. I think that's the first time that I've actually hit on my recruitment roll for Abyssinia. That's crazy. Okay. France, for their non-combat moves, we will take this infantry in Cochinna, load it up on this transport, and send him over 1, 2, 3. And we will drop him off in French Somaliland. The Foreign Legion that is here in northern Algeria, we will transport him up to southern France and unload him there. These 2 submarines will come down into M4 along with this submarine. We're just gonna have a big old party. We're going to join the British out here in A44 with this, I think this is a light cruiser. Light cruiser, destroyer. And a torpedo boat destroyer. There's 2 more destroyers here in here off Aquitaine. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and they will also join this French fleet here. And then we got 2 French battleships. They'll come down 1, 2, and 3, and also settle into A44. I think that's it for the Navy. For France itself, we'll send 2 motorized up to Picardy. We'll also send an artillery up to Picardy. We'll put this militia in Paris. This infantry will come up to Picardy. This other infantry will come up to Alsace-Lorraine. The mountain will stay there. We already moved the Foreign Legion, and these 2 guys here are good. And the airplanes will stay. We have a medium bomber and a fighter in Paris, and they'll stay there. Okay. We do have another French submarine to place. We also have some French ships, a battleship and a heavy cruiser here on the build queue. We're not going to spend the money to put those on the board, and you'll see why once France falls. So this submarine will go here. Oh, man. Well, we'll use this major factory to produce it, and it'll go down here in southern France. Okay. So the reason that I'm not going to move up these, I'll go ahead and explain why. The reason I'm not going to move these guys up is because after France falls, what happens is that Germany does rolls to determine what happens to the French naval units. And there are one of 3 things that can happen. Either 1, they stay free French, 2, they get scuttled, or 3, they actually join Vichy France or the Axis or Germany. Now, if they stay here in the build queue, there's more odds of it being scuttled than it joining the Axis, essentially. So it's better for France to not spend and waste the money, right, than put them out on the board. It's better for France to spend money on other things than the Navy, because the Navy isn't really going to be, it's not going to increase France's odds of holding Germany back. So just leave them on the board and hope that Germany doesn't get lucky when they do their capturing roles after the fall of France. Okay. And then when France falls, we're also going to have to do roles for dividing up the territory, the French colonies and all that on the map. And that's usually fun because it's random and you don't know what's going to happen. So that'll be fun when we get to that. All right. Yeah, I think that's it for the French turn. We did our recruitment rolls, so that's good. Got to always check about those recruitment rolls. And we collect 7 this turn. And that will give us 9 to spend for next turn. Fantastique. All right, so that'll do it for the Commonwealth in France. Next video, we will do turn, oh boy, what number are we at? 9? 1.9, I think, for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 8. Yeah, I believe we are on 8. No, we are on 9. Turn 1.9 for Italy. All right, until then, see you later. Take care.